I don't know what it is that you're going through right now, but let this be your sign to not give up. Let this be your sign that whatever it is that you're going through is serving you in a way that you may not know right now, but you will benefit from it in the long run. And I know oftentimes in life, we can treat this from a pain or trauma as something that's just bringing us so far down, because nobody likes to be in a low vibrational state, right? But what you don't understand is that even when it rains, at the end of the rain, there's always a rainbow. There's always some form of sun that reappears even after the dark moments. And the same exact concept applies to your life. Whether you're going through financial hardship, whether you're going through a breakup, it does not matter. More importantly, at moments like this, you need faith. Because one thing that faith is it's contagious. Once the people around you see that you're able to see things in a clearer sense, through a clearer lens, even at your darkest moments, they feed on this. You bring hope and light into every room that you walk into. And a quick little analogy. A couple days I was sitting and I was talking to my granddad, right? I was in a very low state. I had hit a point in my life where I didn't even necessarily know what to do. But just the very fact that he came to me with so much faith and hope in the future completely uplifted my spirit. I knew that God was not done with me. And that's the thing about hard times, is because at that moment, we lose all hope and we forget that we have a powerful God. We forget that this very moment serves a unique purpose. So it's not good to dwell in this form of doubt, fear, or just sadness that you may be going through at this very moment, because it will pass. And one thing that I really want you to take in is that low seasons that you may have is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're growing. You'd be surprised how often it takes for somebody to go through a specific hardship in order for it to finally click. Because we don't necessarily learn from the good days. We don't learn when everything's going our way. We learn when we're broken down, when a hardship comes, when we get put in a position where we don't necessarily know what direction to turn in and we have to dig a little deeper. There's something about things beyond the surface that mold us and shape us into the person that we're meant to be. It's not about success, it's not about money. Those things don't do anything but add on top of the person that you are. But you're made through these moments exactly like what you're going through right now. And the crazy thing about life is because most people quit right before that form of pressure turns into power. I'll say that to say that you need to hold on. It doesn't matter how hard it is. There's always somebody out there that has it worse. Do not sit and complain and ponder on your situation when you know that you have so much in common with the next person who may also be struggling, with the next person who may have also lost a parent or may have also lost a friend. We need to turn our attention away from focusing so much on our pain and trauma and be a little bit more understanding of the next person's, so that we can connect on a deeper level, so that we can learn to resonate and truly flourish as a unit. And one thing that I learned about holding your head up is this has nothing to do with confidence. It has more to do with courage. Because there's been people that I've witnessed hold their head up even in their darkest days, where they feel low, where they may not even love and appreciate who they are as a human being. But this is just the act of them knowing that they're not going to give up. It doesn't matter what life throws at you, you need to hold your head up. You need to be able to see what's coming into your life. Just think about it. If you allow yourself to be down in the dumps, complaining and crying about the hardships that you may be faced with, how are you going to be able to look up and see what God has in store for you? What other blessings and things that He has coming into your life? You won't be able to, because your mind is so focused on that low moment that you're not even appreciating and seeing the value in what's to come. And one thing that I truly love about life is the fact that your current struggle is not your final destination. What you're going through right now at this very moment, it may hurt, it may sting, and it does for everybody. I'm not saying neglect the way that you feel, but the quicker that you can allow yourself to get out of that, oh, it's only me going through this type of mindset, and why is this happening to me? The quicker you'll be able to get where you need to get in life. We all go through it, and the only thing that separates people that actually prosper in life is just how quick they can make that adjustment and move on. That's literally it. You don't have to have it all figured out, but you do have to understand the longer that you allow yourself to be consumed by whatever it is that you're going through, the longer that you'll keep this feeling going. Even on your worst days, you're still becoming a better version of yourself. You're still unlocking versions of yourself that you never would have thought you could have probably unlocked. And that's just the beauty in life. Is because just when everything seems like it's breaking down and there's no hope, God suddenly opens that door for you. But he's not going to do it at the time that you feel like it's necessary. It may not make sense to you. It may feel like it's too late for you, but he has a vision and a clear destination for your future. That's why I feel like it's so important for us to be aligned with God and his purpose. Because when you trust in him and you have faith, you know that everything works out in your favor in due time. You know that he will not take his hand off you. And each and every burden that you have, you shouldn't stress or worry about it, because there's going to come a time where he uplifts it. And this is very important, because one thing that you have to take into account is the fact that you cannot do everything alone. If you're somebody like me, you don't like to turn to people with your problems. You don't like to burden others with the hardships of your life. And what this has done for me is just put me in a position where I just feel overwhelmed. I feel like giving up sometimes. And this is how so many people get to the point where they may want to commit suicide, or they may want to hurt themselves just simply because they don't have a healthy outlet. They don't have somebody to turn to when they're in need, when they need to express themselves. So whether that's family, whether that's friends, and whether that's God himself, you have to get the help that you need at moments like this. You have to speak. You have to release this pain. You have to release this trauma in order to fully grow, but it will not last forever, I promise you. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to prove something to the next person. What's more important is where you're at mentally. And if you're not feeling it mentally, if you're feeling like the burdens or the weight of life is just too much, and that just means that you need a little help. That just means that you may have to pray a little more. You may have to do a little more deep work. And that's okay, because that's what life's about. Understanding how human you are. Understanding that it's okay to feel what you need to feel, but what it's not okay to do is to give up or to lose hope. And what feels unbearable today is going to be the one thing that gives you hope tomorrow. It's going to be the story that you can tell, the script to your life, things that are going to motivate people, things that may even motivate your children or your family to push forward and to keep going in life. My experience going to the military, the hard times that I faced where I felt like giving up, these are things that I tell my sister, my friends, whenever they're put in a position where they may feel like giving up. I'm able to share this form of wisdom that I've had based on my experience, and that's how we all grow. That's all that life's about. Everything is passed down. Wisdom, knowledge, ideas, and we mold and shift it and create it and turn it into something that is a reflection of us, our unique story. Sometimes the strongest move is just choosing not to spiral. That's really it. I know it can be hard, and I know it's going to be hard, but you have to have a sense of control. When you feel like things are just too much for you to carry, sit yourself down and tell yourself that it is going to be okay. As long as you're still breathing, as long as you're still here, God has a purpose for you, and I promise you, you just have to understand and see that through for yourself. But this form of holding your head up that I was speaking on earlier isn't just a representation of courage, but it's a representation that you believe that things will get better. You believe that things will happen for you exactly how they're supposed to happen. Time will pass, you will learn, and life will go on. That's the thing. Whether you're having good days or bad days, you cannot stop time. Therefore, why not get aligned with it? Why not be on the same page? That's what we have to do. We have to be able to let things go. The moment that they hinder or affect our spirit in a negative way, we need to release it, because this is the only way we're going to be able to live in the moment and focus on what's to come, rather than dwelling on the things that hurt us or the hardships that we may be facing at this very moment. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.